defenses, we have Alex Carter, Jordan White, Freddie Bishop. Alex Carter, 3 touchdowns, 212. He now has 45 for his career, tied for 4th on the career passing TD passing list. Jordan White, 12 for 156, his 7th career game with 2 touchdowns. And a big sack for Freddie Bishop in the first half, and a great defensive effort for the Broncos. So open it right up for questions for the 3 players.
Okay, Alex, we can start with you. Ask about the running game this week. Obviously 351 yards. I'm not sure the last time. I'm not sure I covered a game where you fourth that. Can you talk about that production a little bit?
Definitely something that we've had a patched up O-line for the majority, or like for all of this season so far, and we just got our starting center back in Kevin Gallagher, and I think that was the biggest difference, because Kevin was a lot more than just a good lineman to us. Like, he was a leader out there, and he told people what to do, and he got people in the right spots, you know, and having him out there again was a new experience. I mean, he was making calls, he was communicating, and I think that's what we were lacking in the first couple weeks. As far as a run offense. And I think with Kevin back in there, we're going to click a lot better, and we're going to run for a lot more yards.
Do you feel the defenses, though, at this point, I mean, what's on film at this point is, 479 yards last week. Do you feel them playing the pass? Yeah,
at some points, I think they do play the pass, because, I mean, it's known at this point that we like to pass the ball a lot, but that's when our running game has to strike. It has to be a balanced effort, because they both open up each other. So the more we run, bigger passing lanes. You know, the more we pass, more running lanes.
How much those runs by you early? How much of that was design coming in? How much was that seeing what was there in January?
Some of it was just scrambling. I don't know. It just broke down, I guess, and I just took off. But some of them were designed on plays. Yeah.
Could you believe how much yardage, how much open?
Yeah, and I think, yeah.
He's going to run all the way to St. Louis.
Yeah, a lot of space out there, and I think, again, testament to our pass game. I think the linebackers understand they got to try to fill the holes, because these guys are so good at getting into them. So they forget about who's in the backfield. So we can take advantage of that.
Jordan, another week where, I mean, at this point, every week you're passing somebody, you're doing something. This week you passed DeMarco for overall yardage, and it's your 5th straight game with 12 catches. Is kind of an old hat. Is any of that in terms of where you are on these records, or where you are in the history set in, or are you aware of any of that?
Well, I'm not really aware of any of it. I just know of some marks, last year that I broke, just because they were stated after the season. But, for the most part, just, come out here and try to do what I can do to help the team. I know I had a good block today on one of the plays, and I heard Coach Gaddis during the play as I was blocking him, so I'm probably more excited about that block that I'll get patted on the back for in film than anything else. But just coming out here and establishing the run like we wanted to. Like Alex said, we've had that patched up O-line for the past few games, and getting Kevin back, and he's a leader on the field. He's a vocal guy that everybody follows, and it's easy to run behind a guy like him, and easy to run the ball, especially when you got a guy up front there making checks and making the right calls and putting people in positions. And that running game creates openings in the pass game. So more effectively we can run the ball, the more effectively we can pass it.
Can you feel that as the game's going on after you've had runs, just the way the defense is?
Oh, definitely. And I think sometimes that you kind of felt like they were dropping a lot of guys out in the coverage, and it was tough at times to get open and find openings in the defense. But today especially, I felt on some of the routes it was just me in the corner, me in the safety, and you don't get that. We didn't have that too often these first couple games, but now with this running game we have, and we've established that, especially just this game, it just creates new openings in the pass game.
Freddie, can you talk a little bit about that 4th down stop in the second quarter, and how important that was for you guys? I mean, at that point they were moving the ball up and down.
Right. I mean, at that point it was a key stop for us, something we really needed. We really need to get off the field as a total in the game. So.
I mean, that number 6, that freshman running back for them, is a pretty kind of slippery player. Can you talk about trying to defend him a little bit?
Oh man, it's rough. But he's a slippery guy. He likes to get in between those gaps. So what we had to do on defense is make sure everybody's in our gaps and execute our plays effectively.
Freddie, a couple of times they were able to get some longer passes over. You guys were not exactly getting the great pass rush that you're known for. Was it a little frustrating for you? Because a couple of times, like I said, Doug and those guys, it seemed like were
Right.
dry. Did you guys change anything around, or what was happening?
Basically, second half, try to come out with a better focus on instead of trying to scheme them, basically do what we're good at, playing, just basing up and, you know what I'm saying, everyone trying to beat their man.
Were you able to? Did you feel you were able to do that? You know, as the game went on, it looked like you were.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got a little more comfortable in what we were doing, and we're able to execute our plays better.
Was there I mean, you guys, given the last 2 weeks, where you played, and then the week before that Central, even though this is back in the league played, was there any element coming off? This is sort of a trap game in some sense. It's a game where there could be a letdown.
Yeah, I think you get worried about that just because we do have a big opponent coming up this next week in NIU. But at the same time, I think we were harping on that. I think we understood that it was a trap game early on in the week, and we prepared. You know, we prepared really well because we knew we didn't want to have to come in here now and be disappointed because we got beat and we weren't expecting it. You know what I mean? So we knew we wanted to focus, and we're just trying to focus week to week.